Good morning. Let's see what we're on the scale today. So, we had some good food last night. Don't think I went over in a surplus just because I've barely been eating, but time to find out today. So, I'm guessing 304. Let's do. I always hate how this doesn't work. Here we go. One second. It's so hard working with this camera. 302.4. So, not too bad. There might be a jump tomorrow. There might be a jump tomorrow, but we'll see. Usually that's how it works for me. So I'm letting this run. So let's go back. And then we gotta make sure it loads in. But, yeah, so we'll go from there. Alright, thanks. What's up, guys? So, Friday night, took a nap. I was super sleepy. I'm pretty sure I like I didn't sleep that well last night, and just all the food and stuff threw me off. But Friday night, 9 o'clock, still had to get 30 minutes of cardio in. Figured I'd document it. So, it caught me all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed for the time being. Confession time. I had leftover. Buddy, that's my dog, Ziggy. He's 22, so unless he's looking at the Christmas lights, I'm not sure where he is. But I ate leftovers of the banh mi, the gingerbread man, and a salad, which wasn't bad. But I'm gonna be I'm just taking those calories for what I have for the day. So no protein, nothing like that. I might do a shake after this. It's maybe some milk or a Fairlife, the Liver King, or not the Liver King, Mark Bell's steak shakes, and then do that for some protein with some strawberries and blueberries that I have, and maybe some skim milk, or the A1, I forgot what it's called, Fairlife. I think they're the same company, Fairview, Fairlife. Just blend that together. To me, that tastes like a sweet treat. I always was big on shakes and smoothies growing up. So at least this one will have nutrients and all that. Blueberries are awesome. You've heard polyphenols, antioxidants. Just a great thing all around. I know there's no such thing as a superfood. People like to really gas places up with it, say what's what. But if there was one, I believe this one gets pretty close. Anthocyanins, I believe, is the word that's ringing in my head. Again, I don't try to get caught up in the nuance, because, these things are in such small quantities, and you don't really know what your body is deficient in. But we know overall there's a pretty good health outcome with eating foods rich in fiber, foods rich in protein, fats that you can't normally get, proteins that you can't normally get from certain things. So I think that's great, but I feel like when I'm operating the most efficiently, 2 to 3 servings of fruit, a huge serving of veggies. That salad had some butternut squash that was air fried, but it had kale and some olive oil or avocado oil and maybe a dressing. I don't remember if it was healthy or not, but I don't think it was calorie dense for the most part, which is usually what salad dressings are. So we got that, but 2 or 3 servings of veggies or fruits. I usually do bananas, kiwis, pineapples, watermelon, strawberries, blueberries. But I think the most common ones, right? I know people are big on cantaloupe and melon, all that stuff. I like it. Just, I don't know if I like it as much. Nothing's better than taking one of those baby watermelons, middle of the summer, cutting it in half, and just eating both sides, one bowl at a time. I fucking love that. But yeah, it's just not too bad. And then a big salad. So what's been my favorite lately that I need to get a video on, I don't have tonight because I had the other salad and stuff, was some type of meat base. So steak bits, grass-fed beef, bison, and then I know it's kale, cucumbers, what is it? Not parsley. Why is that? Parsley? No. Onions for sure. Cut up. Spinach leaves. Chives, cilantro, and arugula. Just a lot of those with, it's a no-fat honey Dijon mustard or honey mustard mixed with just a sprinkle of some like ground up tortilla chips that you'd see on like a tostada salad or something. Really, really good. But it's not so much the calories. And then there's these things from Costco, these little corn, I forgot what. I know people demonize it. It's not digested. It's not metabolized. It's not absorbed. Pops out in your poop. Dude, just do it for flavor. Adherence is the name of the game. I try to get that every day. And I really think just sprinkling maybe a quarter serving of both of those into there and mixed, just every now and then you get that good crunch, but that texture from the honey mustard, or that taste, that flavor, oh, it goes down so good with some beef. And I'm sure I'll botch it, but I know a lot of people like to shit on the keto and carnivore crowd, you know, saying that in that one study, that group that consumed the most meat had the highest incidences or likelihood of cancer. But when you look at the group that had the lowest likelihood and incidence rate of cancer, was a group that also consumed a shit ton of meat with a lot of veggies. So, you know, I like to think whenever I'm having my meat, and this is probably me just being a little cuckoo, but I like to get it with some veggies. And it feels good because I feel like a really well done, well prepped meat, you can eat a lot of it, you know. If it's seasoned right, if it's cooked right, you can eat a lot. So I think, you know, just having a side of that especially because meat is satiating, it is protein, and the veggies are roughage, fiber. I just think it's a really good combo, like a 1-2. So if you can find a way to sneak that in there, that's great. And even before this 20-day thing, I try to do it here and there, but prioritizing my veggies is pretty far down the totem pole. So I don't get in as much as I should. But like I said yesterday, dude, my shit's solid, easy to pass, long, strong. Not for TMI again, but they're looking good when I keep that veggie up. So, 1, 2, 3 servings of fruit, whether it's berries in the yogurt, a banana with some protein, on the go, berries mixed up, maybe some pineapple or some watermelon after a meal at night is kind of like a dessert before I go to bed, because usually the fruit is, rich in potassium. I like the watermelon and the banana, even pineapple, coconut water, I love that. It's rich in the potassium and the other things you don't normally get. I think the average American gets a totally normal amount of sodium, or a little too much, but they really do not get enough magnesium, chloride, potassium. I think they kind of miss the mark on those, which is tough. You only get those really from having a very diverse range of fruits and veggies, all that. But what I think, here 1 second. What I think most of the U.S. is missing in their diet, they seem to, in the Western thing, what was it? They seem to get, fats and the other stuff. Like, think about fast food chains that make so much money, right? They do have protein, items with protein. They got burgers, they got chicken sandwiches. They happen to be very calorie dense and fried though. And then really sauces go quite a ways in terms of the density of the calories. I don't know how many of you know that, but Chick-fil-A sauce, 150 calories for one little one. And when I was trying to eat healthy and doing like their grilled breakfast sandwiches and the other stuff, because it was on the way to work, I thought the sauces would be negligible at best, because you see sriracha sauce, you see other ones, 5 calories, 0 calories. These things are fucking crazy, man. It's just quite a bit. So, but I think where it goes, what was it? A lot of companies, to most audiences and stuff, when they say healthy and stuff, packed with protein, and it's not much protein, or packed with fiber, like when there is a claim for things that are healthy, they don't, like you'll look, it's like, I see Smuckers, or not Smuckers, PB Fit, not PB Fit, Skippies, right? They had a protein peanut bar that came out that I saw in the grocery store, loaded with protein and everything like that. It was like 4 or 5 extra grams of protein, and I believe it was 10 more calories, or maybe 10 less calories. But to make claims like that so people feel good, how often do you see the label that's abused of all natural and stuff? It's, it's everywhere. But all natural is such a broad definition. Then organic. Even there's organic pesticides and stuff like that. So to say, your company has a health food that's amazing and everything like that, like they really they tell you a truth, but not the whole truth. A lot of the ingredient profiles are still pretty shit, and I'm not that person for what I've seen And obviously, I'm not a registered dietitian. I'm not a food lab researcher or a food science chemist. So I don't see everything that comes in. But what I see from most really well-rounded, respected dietitians is that, food is, sorry, I'm blanking, man. I'm watching some TV on the background, so, it catches my eye sometimes. But food is definitely a good source. And the ones that are usually demonized, the very next year they have studies that go, it's amazing. Wine is horrible. Wine increases early onset dementia, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, whatever. Next year, wine, resveratrol, the elixir for a long life, and whatever you can extrapolate from that. Some people go, yeah, because wine loosens you up. You have a good time. You share laughs. You share, good conversations with friends and family. Those memories which we hear, laughs in a happier life and less stress leads to a longer life. But by the same token, you also have wine gets you drunk, gets you to want to drive through and try those new grilled steak nachos from Taco Bell. Gets you angry or relationship, family issues, whatever. It kind of brings out the demon. And I don't mean to pop the lid off on subject matter such as that, but it can be a healthy habit for some. And that nice little, at the end of the day, take the edge off, enjoy yourself, have some downtime, de-stress, all those things. For others, it could really amp them up and enforce negative behaviors and maybe bring up trauma, other things. So as far as like the public's, official, or as far as, what's posted out there, eat foods in moderation. Eat foods that you might be lacking. Get a blood test. See what you're deficient in, because how would you know, that you don't get enough magnesium? How would you know that you're depleted of electrolytes if you never went to see what was going on down at a cellular level within you? So my advice is see what you're missing, see how you're feeling. Of course, there's no shortage of info out there. It's littered everywhere. People claim these gummies are the next fucking Wonder Bread. This drink, this energy drink, is going to give you the ultimate high, the best performance, the fucking hardest erection, all this dumb shit. I've seen that chocolate floating around. It's for couples, based on some loose data and saying, some of this helps or it's an aphrodisiac. Get the fuck out of here. I don't want to spend $40 on some shit. I'd rather get my hormones in check, optimize my libido, all these things, my energy levels. But anyways, I'm straying away from the point. Eating and everything is such a vast, for everybody else it differs so much. And, you gotta figure out what works for you. The 3 meals I eat each of these days for the next 20 days, I really enjoy them. I think the hard thing that derails me is having a shitty night like I did last night and then wanting to polish the leftovers and the other stuff. But also it just made me feel like shit today. I ate it late into the night. I did some cardio and stuff. I was on the bike while we were watching Nacho Libre. And then when I go to bed, I'm wired. I was still able to fall asleep, but I just didn't feel rested today. I felt like shit. And to me, it's kind of hard because you need to relax and take your foot off the gas once in a while and pump the brakes. But sometimes that consistency and drilling those habits with the diet, with your sleeping regimen, you know, being very structured, that really pays dividends, and it builds, you know. Every day you do these things and check off that list of being productive, it adds up in the end. So it can be, that's why I think a lot of people in the New Year's crowd, because I'm one of them, I'm gonna take it from a professional yo-yo dieter, I've lost so much weight and everything, but I've been right there with the crowds of new year, new me. I get in. One year it was the crowds, they're insane. There's too many people. I'm embarrassed to go in. I don't want people to see me, right? And then it's comforting to know, sorry, gotta adjust the butt. But then it's also comforting in knowing that other people here, we're all there to make a change. You know, whether it's your dream body, whether you're trying to, you know, be there for your kid long term, finding your why and really sticking to it. But motivation, inspiration, it's fleeting. You know, I can see a video of Arnold in the parking lot and just get amped. Sure, I was there for the hour. That doesn't last into the night. I get home, you know, and get my food together. Something else preoccupies my mind. Something on social media. Something with family. Some sporting event. It only lasts so long. But when I build a solid foundation for everything, hey, every day I wake up or after my breakfast, I do a 10-minute walk in the morning. It's feasible. It's manageable. You can scale it up, you can scale it down. You know, every day when you can change your environment to suit your needs or tailor them to your goals, that's when it becomes easier. And I see a lot of you are gonna tell yourself, this is the year I'm gonna get a six-pack. I'm gonna enter a weightlifting competition, a 5K, whatever. I'm gonna quit smoking. I'm gonna quit doing my bad habits, quit staying up late, quit drinking, all this stuff. You're 3 days in. You're feeling great, you're doing great. Your body's holding up. You're a week in. Here comes the first fork in the road. You keep going, or you end up fucking up, right? The buddy goes, hey, I got tickets to the comedy show, bro, let's go. You know, it's a 2-drink minimum. You go out, you have a good time. You see some buddies there. You have some buddies in town still for winter break. And they go, hey, let's go to the bars. Boom, derailed. Next morning, felt like you got hit by a freight train. You tell yourself, fuck. All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have some breakfast and get over this. Try to have a good time. Those same buddies call you up. Hey man, Sunday football. Let's watch some. Fuck your team, my team's gonna win. You go out, you enjoy some time, you get some beers, all these things. It's a little thing. You come to these little crossroads every time. But going back to it, you say, shit, today was supposed to be active rest day. I was supposed to play some pickup games with my buddies, do something active, go to the park, go for a swim, hit the sauna. Nothing. You say, I'll start Monday. Monday comes around, you're still not feeling the best. You hit it pretty hard that Saturday night, you know? And you say, all right, Tuesday's the day. And then you go, you know what? It's just a tough week. We got a lot to do. Time to, I'll come back next week. And there begins the perpetual cycle of telling yourself over and over again, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it the next day. Complacency kicks in. Excuses become, frequent. And that's hard. But then let's paint the next picture. You make it through the first week or two. You're still grinding it out. But you're starting to have this pain in your shoulder. You're starting to wonder why your knee's popping and it's hurting and you just feel like you can't walk too well. And you're like, damn man, I'm doing everything right. What's going on? Well, this is where programming, where your where your training comes in, and the history and how much you've done before. That's the next step. What have you done before? If you were just sitting back in the winter months leading up, drinking beers with the boys, watching football, trying to stay warm, just get to work, you haven't been doing anything, well, you just gave your body a huge amount of workload, and you're expecting it to recover. You know, in our younger years, it seemed pretty doable. You know, people getting hung over and showing up to practice the next morning at 6, stuff like that. But that's not, you know, now you're 30. Maybe your testosterone's down. You drink a lot of beer. You work a night job. You have a lot of sleep. Your priorities are way different this time around. You're not as durable or robust. There's not as much plasticity that you have in terms of your joints and tendons, everything else that adjusts. You know, you're throwing the whole kitchen sink in way too soon, you know, and you start to get these aches and pains, and maybe you haven't lost the drive to go to the gym, and you're still motivated, and you know, you're grinding it out, but these issues just keep nagging away. So little by little, 5 days at the gym that you threw in right out the gate for New Year's turns into 2 days, you know, or it turns into 4. Still persisting, lower back, shoulder, whatever, turns to 3. You start to go, fuck man, I don't want to get hurt. And you start slumping, slowing down. And because you're not going and you're not keeping preoccupied, you start eating again. Or because you don't have the same expenditure that you did in the first few weeks of 10,000 plus steps, you know, X amount on the treadmill or the bike, in the sauna, hard lifting, whole body workout splits, pickup games with your buddies. Next thing you know, things physically start to break down because your recovery is not able to stay on par with the input you're given for, you know, the expenditure. And you start to just get hurt and beat down. And those are the things where I think a lot of people, we all have good intentions for the New Year's, but a lot of people need to be a little more realistic. I had a buddy who had shoulder issues and come to me Saturday to just lift once a week. And I'd ask him, what are you doing, man? Like, let's see what's going on. Did you push too much volume too soon? All these things. He just went from a 9-to-5 job to, I'm doing CrossFit on Monday, MMA conditioning workouts at another gym Tuesday, playing pickup games with the boys on Wednesday when I haven't ran in forever. You know, and then I'm going and I'm doing with my buddy circuit training Thursday. Friday, I try to do either some sauna, active rest, swimming, whatever. And then Saturday, I'm here. And I go, what were you doing before? And he goes, I wasn't doing it. I was like, right there, man, think about all the extra movements, extra exercising. Not necessarily junk volume, you just gave yourself way too much, way too soon. And so I try to tell people like that, you know, obviously it's a marathon, not a sprint, and people want to sprint it. They want to get the best time to get to the finish line and get the results. But, you know, Rome wasn't built in a day. You built your life on habits that were shit. You know, you built yourself. The reason you got to 300 pounds plus was because you were consistent, that's for sure. You were just consistent in all the wrong behaviors, all the wrong habits. We need to turn that around. And we need to switch it up. So, and then you need to start from something. What can you do? You know, 2 times a week, if you're just starting out, whole body workouts, totally fine. This is, I'm not trying to give a blanket statement, but things like that, whole body workouts. You know, assessing how often do you get in different positions. You know, if you're somebody who works 9 to 5 all day and you're sedentary, chances are you don't take your legs through forms of abduction and adduction. You just walk to and from work. You need to get into new ranges, deep knee flexion, some hip flexion, lengthen and strengthen, you know. Cardio. If If you're a heavy guy like me, the bike should be your best friend. Swimming should be your best friend. Low impact on the joints. You don't need to run too soon. You don't even have the mechanics or the movement or the foundation set for it. When you're striking with your foot, and every little jump in a jog is like a little mini plyo. You're pushing off each time and you're landing for however long you're airborne. Those things, if you don't have the correct pattern, and people can build quite a resilient body off things like that. But it's little things like that. Think about it. Start with the bike. Start with something mindless like what I'm doing right now. But we're almost 30 minutes in. I've been watching some TV. I've been talking to you guys. I could be on my phone. One of my favorite all like things that I'd love to do in my parents' house when I was going from 310 down to 280. I'd get in my garage with my weights and my yoke rack and all that. And I had an Airdyne, the Rogue one, with, you know, the arms on it. And I had my Xbox in there and I connected the Wi-Fi. I'd get on my bike for 30 minutes, no matter what it was. And I would hop onto Call of Duty, sit there, controller in my hand, just playing mindlessly, watching TV. And that 30 pounds rolled super easy, but it was mindless. I didn't have to think about it. Sam Sulek talks about castle clans, castle crashers on your phone. Watch a movie, bring your iPad, watch a Netflix thing, listen to a podcast, practice language, do something, and just not think about it. What's those little things? I'm not saying cardio is a means to get your dream physique or anything like that. I'm just talking about if you're coming back into this and you're dreading working out, find a way. Don't turn into it an objective. You know, find something else that takes its place, something you enjoy, something that preoccupies your time. So you don't think about this suck. You just think about, ooh, try to get my KD up. Fuck these guys, you know? But it's funny because that will go so much longer. You won't feel like, man, are we done yet? My legs, they hurt. I always caught myself generating an extra little bit of wattage when I was getting chased. So, same thing right now. Friday night, I didn't want to do this. I felt like shit all day. I took a nap. Here I am. And I'm happy this little journal thing is keeping me honest, keeping me on top of it. But, you know, I find means of doing things and keeping myself preoccupied. I appreciate whoever you are listening to this, my TED Talk. Well, hopefully the transformation speaks for itself. And hopefully my credibility either grows with what you see my progress is, the results I can help you get, the knowledge and the journals and the studies I can show you, the years under my belt working under some amazing people and learning really, really well-rounded implements or methodologies, principles, stuff like that. So I got about 4 more minutes on the bike, but we're out. I'll probably blend a shake, and then I'm out for the night. Another one under the belt. Feeling good. Feel much better than where I started. Thanks for coming with me, and thanks for watching me suffer. I'll talk to you soon. All right. So cardio is done. We did have some, whatchamacallit? Oh my God, I'm already blanking. We had a couple of the pesto gingerbread men, little like pizza roll things. We had some banh mi, but we stuffed it with chicken. And then I had 2 Fairlife things in the morning with a banana. So I'm going to keep just this really short, small, low-cal. We're going to do Fairlife for the base. Love this. 80 calories, 13 grams of protein. Amazing for the ratio, right? I want to get more protein than I do. For every 10 calories, I'd love a gram of protein. Meaning, if you find a protein bar that's 100 calories, I'd love for it to have 10 or more grams of protein in that bar. If you found one with 20 grams, that's amazing. If you found one that is 200 calories and only 5 grams of protein, that's not really a protein bar. So it's kind of this cat and mouse game of trying to get the protein up. So that way we have more calories in the bank, either for keeping that deficit or to enjoy if maybe you're not dieting. So here's what we have. So that's just going to be the base, or I'll do like an almond milk because it's super low calorie. Peanut butter, just what we were using for the toast and everything. Love it. It's great. So I like it in my protein shakes too. We're going to use Steak Shake from Mark Bell. I do agree that liver and heart and some of the other things probably have some, like, are dense with nutrients and stuff. It's a different type of tissue than skeletal muscle, things like that. But it's hot cocoa. I wanted to see if it tastes good. Trying to get some of the benefits from having something liver and stuff. So this is all blended up, and it's supposed to taste like hot cocoa, which it pretty much does. So chocolate peanut butter shake with some strawberries and some blueberries. So super simple, low cal. Let's just say a serving of this, 80, 120, that's 200, 160, 360, and then let's say maybe 100 for the berries. It's 460, so it sounds like a lot, but with the protein, 13 plus 24, 37 plus 27, 37 plus 27, so 64 grams of protein out the gate. And then we're getting some antioxidants, yada, 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 with some of the micronutrients in here. And it adds some flavor. And to me, it tastes like a shake or a smoothie. So I love that. So let's blend it. Show you what it turns out to be. Dude, the berries are fire. Shit. I like them just eating them out. When they're so ripe, but they're perfect and they're just the right amount of sweetness, it's great. I don't have face tracking on just because it'll look up here and then we'll miss down here. So I know that's what you all came to see, is me stuffing my face and stuff. Maybe I can make an OnlyFans, you know? Fat Man ASMR, or mukbang, whatever you call it. So do about 5 strawberries. God, they taste so good. My grandma, she used to take strawberries, and I think my mom too. She would sprinkle sugar on them, and she loved it. So, I've heard people do like monk fruit or sprinkle with other stuff like allulose and everything, and for me, it's a strawberry. Like, it's already pretty sweet, but it definitely takes it over the top. So let's see. Boom. I'm sure I can make this into an Instagram video where it looks like food porn and everything else, but you know, you're here for the soft, soothing sounds of my voice and some half-ass comment. Well, no, I whole-ass this. It's just sometimes I don't. My brain works half-ass, so I don't get the thoughts out exactly how I want them to come out. But it's the whole point, getting good in front of the camera, you know. One more strawberry, or else I don't know. Or else I die. And then, to finish it off, a scoop. God's been on my side lately. Oh, I know why? Because in both of these, the scooper was at the top. So, you know, for 2024, I love that meme I just saw today. It was like, I hope God signs me up for the blessed and lucky package for 2024 instead of the trials and tribulations. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. So, but we get a couple ice cubes. 5. My grandpa always used to say, I don't know why, but every time he made me like a protein smoothie where I'd go back and stuff, it always tasted really good. And then when I'd get home, I'd make it taste like shit. And then he would tell me, you gotta put 5 ice cubes in. And so I tried that. And I don't know. I don't know what it was. I think I changed up the flavor and stuff too, but who knows. My favorite protein shake that I think is like always a winner is what was it? PB strawberry peanut butter banana with like a chocolate base or the peanut butter protein that I like. Super, super tasty. I'll tell you a story in a sec. Let's see if this blends though. Oh, this isn't blending. All right, here we go. Let's try it now. This is gonna be loud. Shit. All right. So I just decided to cut it. Maybe I'll cut that clip, but let's see how it is. Nice consistency. It's like a brown purple. Of course I dripped it. I don't want Ziggy to lick that. So give me 1 second. You know, bud, I don't want you touching this. I don't think you can have blueberries. I think they're bad for dogs. But what I was going to say was Layne Norton used to have a protein with bodybuilding.com called Carbon. And they had a chocolate flavor, and I loved it. And it was fantastic. That with like a nice ripe banana and like a tablespoon of peanut butter with some almond milk. Literally tasted like, I don't know, tasted similar to an actual, like, if I were to have like peanut butter, banana, and then like chocolate milk or something like that. I don't know. But it was so good. And then found out it was being discontinued. Layne was an honest man. He said, you know, I just didn't push it hard enough because I don't believe having these things replace what you really eat in a day. Supplements are supplementary to a good diet, exercise program, helping you maybe fill in, especially if you're a big person with a lot of muscle mass and it's hard to eat multiple sources of protein. So Layne kind of put it as I didn't push it enough, and that's why I went out. So what happened was, when it went out on clearance, I bought like maybe 10 or 20 of them. I didn't buy that much, but I bought a lot, and I was just so sad when they went. And then he released his new line with Holly, and I think they're not together anymore, but it was their protein, and he said he would come back with a protein one day. And I remember being one of the first comments on IG being like, dude, please tell me this is that same chocolate flavor. I never got a response, but I tried it and it does not taste anything like it, so that's good. Love it. But I was bummed, but at the same time too, maybe one day something will come back or I'll find a flavor that's similar. There was also, I don't know, it sounds weird, but the Dan Bilzerian Ignite, they used to have a pre-workout. So it was like vape pens and stuff, but Vitamin Shop carried it for a while. And they had a blue raz flavor for a pre-workout can. I loved it, but it was discontinued. I think Ignite is just totally in the shitter now. But I love the flavor. Like, for me, I don't even care about the blend. It's just the flavor. Because if I associate going to the gym with a good, like, this is my cocktail, this is my drink of choice before we go, that, I don't know what it is. It's almost like a ritual or something. That's what gets me going. So I miss those flavors. I wish there was like some way you could find those formulas or blends and reuse them or recreate them. Like I said, I'm nowhere near any of the understanding of food science and how you can do that, but they were good while they were there, and you appreciate what's there. It's probably on the smallest scale of things, right? Appreciate it while you have it, but man, I miss those. The flavor and stuff, I love those things. So Either way. But I love this. Lots of volume, lots of protein. Tastes like I'm drinking something. Like it's not what you think a protein shake should be. I think a lot of people think a protein shake should be chalky and bland and everything. I was like, no, take it as an opportunity to add berries, add little things that, whether you consider them superfoods or they provide you with nutrients, micronutrients that you don't normally get in your diet, like mix and match. And things like this, to me, I love it. After a workout, on the go when I'm in a pinch, super easy, doesn't take too long to make. So that's my food segment. I think tomorrow we will be doing some grocery stuff. So stay tuned for that, because I've been meaning to bring this tripod and stuff and wrap it around, but my stuff is really limited. 3 meals a day, the same meals over and over, but maybe I can elaborate on some other food items and options that might be good for you as you go on the grocery. So we'll go from there, but another good night in the books. We turned it around. They had us in the first half, and then, or what was it? I won't lie, they had us in the first half. Either way, but end your day the Sam Sulek way. A bunch of jargon, a bunch of hoopla talk, but good intentions. We're making progress. Again, I don't watch Sam Sulek nearly enough, but when I do watch his videos, it's relaxed and everything too. So just trying to do this, add some commentary. Maybe you learn some stuff. Maybe you have it on the background of the TV. Either way, I appreciate it. Hopefully you find something that helps. And hopefully the later stages you'll see my growth, my maturity, my metamorphosis. I don't know why I heard Hillary Duff earlier today. I was like, I think that's what the album was called. So, fun fact, my first concert was a Hillary Duff concert too. All right, that's your Jake fact for the day. See you guys.